Everyone gasped when Ojiro said he was withdrawing. You didn't know why he was doing this. You were both on the same team and made it to the next round. Withdraw? Why do you want to withdraw? We made it to the next round and this is a chance to show how good you are. You told him, while still confused as to why he didn't want to be part of it. It wouldn't be right. I barely remember the cavalry battle until the very end of it. I think it's that guy's quirk. Ojiro said, and that made you realise something. At the beginning of the battle, you didn't remember how you got on that team. All the girls were trying to convince him to stay and not withdraw. Ojiro was also confused, just like everyone else, as to why the girls were wearing cheerleader outfits. Someone from Class 1B also withdrew. You and the purple-haired boy were the only two who stayed. This sort of talk is incredibly naive, my boys. That turns me on. Shota, Ojiro, you're withdrawn. Midnight said. Everyone was confused that she said it turns her on. Tetsu and Shiozaki were there to replace them. Take a look at the bracket, my dears, Midnight said, showing who was fighting who, and you saw that you were fighting Mina. I'm looking forward to beating you, YN, Mina said. I'm much stronger than you, so I will be beating you and winning the whole thing, you told her, smiling. You saw the purple-haired boy was talking to Midoriya, and when he was about to say something, Ojiro's tail covered his mouth. You thought it was weird for him to do that. Wondering what his quirk was, you thought it was best to tell the League about him and what happened. You pulled Denki away from everyone. That purple-haired boy that I was on the team with, I think we should tell the League about him. On the next meeting, of course. You said, whispering to him. The boy who's on your team, he looks kinda cute. Do we really have to tell them? He's probably not that powerful. Denki replied. Are you really going to be flirting with everyone you think is cute? We don't know what his quirk is, and when the cavalry battle began, I didn't remember being on the team. When he asked me a question, I was about to tell him that I was going to be on Bakugou's team. We have to tell the League about him to be prepared with what he can do. You told him how important you thought it was to tell them. You were going to be on a team with your boyfriend, YN? That's so cute. When is the wedding? Denki said, very flirtatiously, at you. You kinda got mad, but you were also flustered about what he said. He's not my boyfriend, you told him, blushing. You didn't know why, but you felt something about him, but you didn't know why. You know, Bakugou wanted to be on a team with you and got sad that you picked to be on someone else's team. He told you, a bit flirty. I didn't pick his team. I told you he was talking to me and then the match began. If he didn't get in the way, then I would have been on Bakugou's team, you replied back. Bakugou's point of view. Bakugou saw you and Denki were talking, but he didn't know what you were talking about. He was feeling some sort of way, but he didn't know why. Was it jealousy? He didn't know why he felt that way. He saw Denki flirting with you, and he saw you blushing. He was very jealous, but he only feels that with you. Bakugou really likes you. Denki was flirting at you, but he didn't know if it was just him being flirty, just like he always does, or just being in a relationship flirting. Bakugou knows that you and Denki were childhood friends, but he didn't think that you would be in a relationship with him. YN's point of view. In the first battle, Midoriya was going to fight the purple-haired boy. Everyone went to the stands to watch. You were walking with Denki when he said something. Hey, we should sit with your boyfriend. He's probably waiting for you to hold his hand. You got flustered. He's not my boyfriend and I'm not sitting next to him, you told him, but he grabbed your wrist and went to where Bakugou was sitting. Denki sat next to Bakugou and you sat next to Denki. Denki moved to your ear and whispered something. I'll sit next to you and your boyfriend, just to make sure you and him don't make out. You didn't know what to say. Bakugou was right next to Denki and you didn't want him to know what he was saying. The battle began. They were talking and once Midoriya talked, he stopped running and was standing still. I warned him not to say anything, Ojiro said. Ojiro had warned Midoriya. Is he really that powerful? What is his quirk? What you saw next was Midoriya walking out. You and Denki looked at each other, knowing when you talk to him, he can control you. Suddenly, when he was about to walk out, he used his quirk to stop the control. You saw that and you were wondering if that was his time limit. Midoriya slams into the ground that made him out of bounds and Midoriya won. The next fight was Todoroki and Sero. Sero got Todoroki with his tape, but Todoroki freezes him with a big wall of ice. It was so cold. You were shivering and Bakugou noticed that. He looked at you and said, Hey, YN, if you're cold I can warm you up using my quirk. Oh, thanks Bakugou, I'm a bit cold but you can warm me up, Denki said, going closer to Bakugou. I wasn't fucking ass talking to you. I don't care if you're cold. Now get off or I'll blow your ass up, Bakugou said, with a bit of jealousy that you got Denki. Todoroki already unfroze his ice that he made, and that makes him the winner. Denki had the next match, so he ran to get to the field. When he left, he gave you a lot that says, Don't do anything with him when I'm gone. Denki was there just in time, but a bit out of breath. You saw that he was fighting a girl, and know that he was going to flirt with her. The match started and there was a flirting with her. You saw him use his power to electrocute her and win, but her hair is full of vines. She used her vines and Denki lost. They were taking him to Recovery Girl and you were worried that they might find out that he was faking it. You went to a room to focus on your next match with Mina. Then suddenly there was a knock at the door. You thought it was Denki coming to talk about the plans and what we can do. Come in, you said, looking at the door, and who you saw was Bakugou. Hey Bakugou, he said. Hey YN, getting ready for your fight? He said, looking at you in a way that he didn't look at anyone else. Yeah, and I need some focus. And if you want me to beat you, then you should let me concentrate on what I'm doing, you told him, and hoping that he would leave so that you can contact headquarters. Okay, I'll let you go. And one thing is that, can you not let your boyfriend lean on me just like what he did earlier? If he does that again, I'm blasting him all the way to the sun, Bakugou said, and then he left. Everything is getting crazy. Denki thinks Bakugou is your boyfriend, and Bakugou thinks Denki is your boyfriend. When you contact headquarters, they told you to make up some fake weakness and win some of the battles. That would make it easier to see who is the strongest. It was time for you to fight Mina. Hey YN, are you ready to lose? Mina said, confidently. You looked at her and said, I'm ready to see you lose. The fight began. Mina went straight to you and was going to put some acid on you. With your quirk, you picked her up and put her out of bounds, which makes you the winner. You went up to sit where you were sitting and saw that Bakugou wasn't there. The next fight was Momo and Tokoyami. The match began and Tokoyami didn't give her a chance to make something at all. Momo didn't realise that she lost until Midnight told her. The next match was Kirishima and Tetsu. The match began and they basically had the same quirk. You got bored with watching the fight for hours, so you went to find Bakugou. You started walking around the stadium and then you saw Bakugou. "Hey, Bakugou," you said, waving and walking to him. "Hey, YN. Congrats on winning your match, but your boyfriend didn't make it. It looks like you should be protecting him instead of the other way around. He still thinks that you and Denki got together. He's not my boyfriend, we're just friends, and he's not my type at all. You don't know why he thought that you were with Denki. If you're not with Denki, then why was he flirting with you and why were you blushing? He asked you and you didn't know what to say. Do you like him?" He asked you the question and he sounded a bit sad when he said it. "Really? Do you really think that I like Denki? You've seen him flirt with a lot of people, mostly girls. We're just friends, nothing else. Just friends," you told Bakugou, hoping that he would never think about you being in a relationship with Denki. "If you're not with him, then what were you talking about that made you blush?" Bakugou asked you this question and you were thinking about what to tell him. Was he talking about someone you like? Do you like someone? Bakugou asked you, and hoping that you'd tell him that you liked him. Within that moment, Bakugou had to go and get ready to fight Uraraka. You went to see the match and Denki was there. "Hey, YN, where did you go?" he asked you. "I was talking to Bakugou," you replied. "Why were you with Bakugou alone? What did you do?" Denki said, with that look on his face, you know what he was thinking. "No, it's not like that," you said. The battle began and they were both giving out a really good fight. People were telling Bakugou to go easy on her. You saw that they were both giving out their all. You couldn't keep your eyes off Bakugou during the match, thinking about what he said to you, that if you liked anyone, and thinking about it made you realise something. The person you liked was Bakugou.